Hi guys, so in this video what we're going to do today is basically use the factor theorem to fully factorize cubic equations. Now, on the course we essentially have to guess the first sort of factor, and we use the factor theorem in order to do this. So you'll always on this course have an integer value, and we essentially just guess until we hit a root, and then we can get the factor, and then we can go from there. So the rule is, when you're trying to guess these things, is that you only have to use plus and minus the factors of the constant term plus 20. So the only things we have to check here are, when I say the only things, there's quite a few actually, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 4, plus minus 5, plus minus 10, and plus minus 20. Now, in all honesty, you normally hit it in the first 3 or 4 if you start from plus 1 and go upwards. So we'll throw them through, and we're going to use the factor theorem. Remember, the factor theorem states that if I put a value, for example 1 through this, and it's equal to 0, then it's a root, and therefore I can find the factor. So let's put f of 1 through this. F of 1 is equal to 2 by 1 cubed, which is 1, minus 3 by 1 squared, which is 1, minus 12 plus 20. And if we calculate that, I'm sure you can see straight away that that's not going to be equal to 0. So that's definitely not equal to 0. So therefore, that doesn't work. Okay, so then we put minus 1 through. Okay, that's equal to 2. Well, minus 1 cubed is still minus 1. Then we have minus 3 times minus 1 squared, so that's minus 3 by 1. And then what we have then is minus 12. Minus 12 by minus 1, so minus 12, sorry, by minus 1, and plus 20. Let's have a look there. So minus 2, minus 5, plus 12, plus 20. No, not equal to 0. Let's put f of 2 through. So f of 2 is equal to, okay, so 2 by 2 cubed, which is 8, minus 3 by 2 squared, which is 4, minus 12 by 2, plus 20. And let's have a look. So we've got 16. 16 minus 12 is 4. 4 minus 24 is minus 20. Minus 20 plus 20 is equal to 0. So we now know that 2 is a root. So this implies that 2 is a root of the equation at the top there, of the cubic. Which means, or implies, that x minus 2 is a factor, down to the factor theorem. So once you have a factor, that now means that what we can do is we can use polynomial division in order to divide it into this cubic. So let's do that next. So what we now have is x minus 2, okay, and we have 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 12x plus 20. And you should be getting quite good at this now. So again, if you're not sure how to do this, check out my video on polynomial division. What we have here is we have trying to get from this, from this to this. So I need to multiply this by 2x squared, which means I have to multiply the whole expression on the left, i.e. this, by this, and we're going to go through and do this polynomial division. So 2x squared by x is 2x cubed, and then minus 2 by 2x squared is minus 4x squared, line under. As I said, I always like to put the minus signs in, so minus 3 minus minus 4 is plus 4, so minus 3 plus 4 is plus 1. So So we end up with just x squared here. Bring down the minus 12x and repeat the process. So how do I get from x to x squared? I need to multiply by x. Multiply everything on the left-hand side. So I've got x by x is x squared minus 2x. Take them away. So x squared minus x squared is 0, minus 12x minus 2x. So I'm adding 2x, that's minus 10x. Bring down the plus 20. And let's go through this again. So how do I get from x to minus 10x? I have to multiply by minus 10. So off we go. So minus 10x. And minus 2 times minus 10 is plus 20. And as you can see, that both top and bottom are the same. That means I'm going to get no remainder, which is great news because that means I know that I've done the division correctly. So that now means that I can write the cubic in terms of its factors, i.e. that I can say that 2x squared cubed, minus 3x squared minus 12x plus 20 is exactly the same as x minus 2 multiplied by 2x squared plus x minus 10. Well, if you notice here, what we have now is we have a linear and a quadratic factor. Well, the linear I can't do anything about, but the quadratic factor I can hopefully factorize. And that's what I'm going to try and do. So if I have a look at 2x squared plus x minus 10, hopefully we can factorize that so that we can get it down to what is called its linear factors, and then we'll have factorized fully. So that's equal to x minus 2, and it's going to be 2x and x, and now let's see if we can spot the factors. Of course, if we can't spot the factors, there may be the fact that there aren't, it may not be real. Or if we don't spot the factors, we can always use the quadratic formula. Okay, so 2x squared plus x minus 10. So let's have a look. So we've got 2x, and we're going to have 5 and 2 is what I'm going to take a guess. So 2x, that's plus 5 here, and minus 2 here. So that means that we're going to get, just double check that there. So we've got plus 5x minus 4x, which gives us the plus x there. So I have now put it into its linear factors and have therefore factorized fully the quadratic equation 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 12x plus 20. Now if I want to find out the roots, I've not actually been asked to do that, but if I want to find out the roots, then I set this equal to 0, and the roots, I'm going to put this in blue for you, the roots here, we'd have x minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to 2, 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, and you'd have x is equal to minus 5 over 2, or minus 2.5, and from here we'd have x minus 2 is equal to 0, and x is equal to 2. So notice that there is a double root here, x equal to 2 here, x is equal to 2 here, and on that note, I didn't spot that earlier on, we could actually write that as x minus 2 all squared 2x plus 5.